Calisthenics exposed.
So I approach him about it, like, yo, telling me that you didn't invent it. It was some guy from Harlem named Marvin. He like, oh yeah. He gives me the whole rundown about Marvin Gatling. He like, yo, listen, I'm Marvin Gatling's student. I'm like, okay, cool. Yo, you Marvin Gatling's student? He like, yeah, I was like one of his original students. He was homeless. Me and my brother brought him in, and we was taking care of him. XYZ. And I mean, it might have been true. I still don't know to this day. Anyway, lo and behold, Marvin Gatling, he told me that Marvin Gatling was making prayer about, like, trying to come up with something that would change the world or whatever. Anyway, Marvin Gatling came out with the RipStick, which
Or it was called what?
the toy at the
Exactly.
time, and introduced it to them and taught them a specific way called a toy karu. That was the name of it, because Marvin Gatling was vicious with, like, his hands. This dude hands, because I researched him after all of this. This dude hands was humongous. I mean, like, bro, he looked like he could snap. Yo, bro. And then when he used to be using the toy at the time, the amount of bands, he used to call this thing called double mag. Anyway, we're not gonna get too much into that.
They're not gonna like these facts. I'm just letting you know this one.
So mind you, at this time when I finally found out this dude wasn't the inventor, he said, yeah, Marvin Gatling gave me blessings. He didn't want to sell it. And I'm like, yeah, he didn't want to sell it. He was like, yeah, he felt like that the quote unquote the upper white class
He's gonna run off and steal it.
Yeah, his idea. So we went and we got it patented for him. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got it patented. Cool. He's like, yeah. And eventually we was gonna do something with, forgot the boxer's name, at Roy Jones. And he was just showing me like this whole, what would they call it? Is it a deck? He had a deck, and it was Roy Jones, Holyfield, and they were supposed to meet.
It was like a pitch.
Yeah, with them one night, and Marvin Gatling didn't show up. It was like a whole big rundown he was giving me on the history of him and Marvin Gatling, and obviously his brother. And they finally talked Marvin Gatling into getting it patented, and Kevin, they got it patented. So once I found out that, I'm like, cool. He's like, yo, Marvin Gatling gave me the blessings. After a while, he didn't want nothing to do with the RipStick, so we parted ways, and I've been selling it ever since. And I rebranded it and called it the Resistics. I was like, cool. I'm like, yo, the Resistics is good, but a better name, I think, is the RipStick.
Because Team Rip right.
Because he came to me and said he wanted me to be the face. So I'm like, cool, yeah, I can be the face, bro. And this guy put his heart and his soul in the last 20 years into the quote unquote Resistics. He's been selling it, but obviously not at a high level. So I'm selling this joint off the shelf to the point where I can't sell it hand to hand no more. I need a website. People are hitting me up in the DMs. Everybody's they seeing the videos. They like, yo, I'll put it on a website. I'm like, yo, because I've been talking to my boy Benjamin at the time. Like, yo, Benjamin, we need a website. He like, yo, me and my brother, we working on something. But they's like, bro, they moving like snails. They showed me something of this website they was creating, and I'm like, cool, all right. Until then, I'm gonna put it on my website, riprightHD.com. I'll put it on my website. We are going crazy. My website at that time is connected to PayPal and I believe Stripe. So all of that money is coming through now. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000.
Then you get that message.
Yeah, but mind you, every time I'm getting 100 pack from him, up front, I'm giving him 1,000 because I'm paying him $10 on a stick. So when I put it on the website, I think I still had it at like $20, but I had the shipping and everything. I get a email, yo, you hit the threshold. Because before that, I didn't make no money like that on my website. I was selling merch, but I was trying to get it out there. But the RipStick solved the problem, man. Shoulder injury. This joint really, really works. So PayPal, like, yo, you gotta we need your EIN number on the PayPal account or we gonna shut this joint down. I'm like, nah, I'm not putting my EIN on there because this is not really my business. Obviously, I'm doing it through my website, but this is his business. So obviously, he's gonna take care of everything. So I hit him up like, yo, bro, they asking for an EIN number, and I don't want to put the EIN under RipRight. So he like, all right, we got a bunch of EINs. We got, we sole proprietorships. We got like 3-4 EINs. I'm like, all right, cool. They hit me again with the message, yo, last chance. Hit him again, like, yo, bro, we need the EIN. Like, you going?
They still stole them.
And then eventually it got to the point where they said, yo, that's it. We shutting down your account unless you give us your EIN at this time. I put my EIN number. I tell them like, yo, bro, I put my EIN number up there. And it is what it is. We 30,000 in sales now. I don't know, when is this? This is not even, we started in...
Right by this, around beginning of summer, right?
Yeah, we started in March. This is not even March, April kind of. This is not even October yet because he did that foolery in October. So when we get to like, dang on 30K in sales, I'm like, yo, bro, like...
The taxes.
Yeah. Like, I didn't really understand until, you start to get into business. You start to realize, man, it's serious. So these dudes was getting non-taxable income from me, right? And I was left with having to pay, taxes on over 30K. So now I'm getting a little frustrated with him because I'm going back and forth, and he's definitely not like trying to make a move to do the EIN to really like handle business. So then I'm like, bro, I'm about to split from this dude because he on foolery. So I give him a proposition.
The RipStick is a powerful little tool that fits right in your pocket. You can use it anywhere, home, gym, or even on the go. It's designed to target your smaller, stabilizing muscles that calisthenics and weightlifting usually miss. Great for shoulder rehab, injury prevention, and full upper body activation. It's super convenient, affordable, and also hits your abs hard. Whether you're a beginner or advanced, the RipStick takes your training to the next level.